We have a number of lawyers too. This is a lawyer. It's a lawyer. It's a lawyer. We were talking about his sister, who's an attorney.
Ah.
Antitrust things here, and she's on exchange in New York for 3 months. With antitrust things. Oh, Washington.
Great.
You are lawyer?
No, I'm a priest.
You are a priest.
The world.
35% are Christians and 65 are Muslims. In Nazareth itself, I'm not talking about Nazareth elite,
Cana, huh? Okay. First miracle.
We are now in front of the church of the wedding, of the miracle of the wedding in Cana. And you see what is the distance between Nazareth and Cana? It's about 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, more or less. And this church that we see today here is from the end of the 19th century. It's a Franciscan church. And there was before only a Byzantine church, going back to the 5th in the place that there was before. First century in Middle Eastern or Eastern societies, when you had a wedding, you didn't have to go to everyone and invite him. Just make a wedding and everybody comes. And that's what happened. That's what still happened till about 50 years ago in our Arabic, small Arabic society. Just to do something about it. And we see the first miracle has the start of the first miracle. Jesus is hesitating to make the first miracle in Cana. We see the human nature of Jesus and the divine nature of Jesus, and the connection, the start of the ministry is by Mary, by his mother. So this is the spiritual significance of Cana.
Here's the plains of Hadin, where it's believed many of the Crusade battles were held. A little misty, but over the hill is the Golan Heights.
What do you think?
From the state of Syria and the aftermath of the war of 1967. And since then it is a part of Israel. And in 1982 there was passed a law in the Israeli Knesset, the Israeli parliament, that the Golan Heights is recognized by Israel as a part of Israel. But the international community does not recognize the Golan Heights as part of Israel, though Israel solely recognized the Golan Heights as part.
Where's
That's
Dad?
good. Where'd Megan?
Don't go away.
Dad.
We
Dad,
done?
we're leaving.
Dad will just make his home in the mountains of Arabelle. He'll be a Bedouin. Dad, do you want to be a Bedouin? Dad, Dave, come get this picture. Oh, he looks.
Stay there.
My memory card is.
Stay there, Phil.
Phil, look up here.
Hi, Phil. Dr. Phil. Thank you, Phil. Ice cream sandwiches.
Hey, John.
Not me.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be getting
Would
it.
be having a
Shekel Fest. Where else could you have a Shekel Fest than here in Israel?
I think this is the highlight of the trip.
I think so. The ceremony of the unspent shekel.
20 to 11, and we're eating ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, well, she had to get rid of it.
Bead.
Oh, that's good. A bead, one bead.
Yes.
Scooter.
Where's your jacket?
They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. And they said to him, We have here only 5 loaves and 2 fish. He said, Bring them here to me. Then he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to the disciples, and the disciples gave to the multitudes. So they all ate and were filled, and they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments that remained. Now those who had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. It says, Immediately Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. Now when evening came, he was alone there, but the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed in the waves, for the wind was contrary.
You should get that other sign too.
Capernaum, the town of Jesus, right? So Capernaum, the town of Jesus, or Nazareth is the town of Jesus. So I think there is more credibility for Capernaum, for many of the acts and many of the miracles and many of the deeds of Jesus took place here. Matthew, the tax collector, followed Jesus from here. The healing of the mother of Peter, yes, took place here in the house of Peter. That is attributed over there. The healing of the son of the Roman general, the healing of the son, the daughter of the rabbi of the synagogue, and so on and so on. So we find many miracles taking place here and in that area. The northern part of the lake, that most of the ministry of Jesus took place, is the part of the southern part of Antibus, heard Antibus. Here it's more like a frontier area, like no man's land, like a place like where others can exist, where others can still to exist. So this is in general the area. Now the other grave on this black stone that modern church, the symbol of the fish, which is also the symbol of Jesus.
The Beatitudes.
Among the Beatitudes, this is all this area is run by the Italian Franciscan sisters, and we can say that after the start of the 20th century, exactly 1909, that Italians buy all this area, Italian Franciscans, and this church has been built in 1937. It's a new church, and there was no churches here before. It's all new, and the point is mainly to celebrate and to consecrate the text itself without any, this beautiful scenery that we see all the day. And we see over there the Arbel Mount. Can you see it? Where we were this morning. So,
There's a tree.
as a place where the multitudes gathered around Jesus, and he lectured the verses mainly known in chapter 5, in Matthew 5.
Grasp the radical clarity of Jesus' vision about how life ought to be, how it will be in the kingdom, and how it ought to be now. I'll actually just do the Beatitudes today, but the rest of it is actually more interesting. So read it. Where is it in the Bible?
Yeah, man.
5, 6,
I
7.
knew she was not listening.
I'm on turn off.
Matthew.
You're allowed.
She's going on the boat ride. Matthew. That'll teach her. Matthew's chapters 5, 6, and 7. And they begin with the Beatitudes. Seeing the multitudes, he went up a mountain. And when he was seated, his disciples came to him. Then he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, this is interesting. He's teaching this to the disciples, not to the multitude. They may have listened in. But these are his instructions to those who will carry on his ministry. And he starts by describing how life is. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are you, when they revile and persecute you, and say all things of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. And it goes on about salt of the earth and light and light, and remarkable. Chapters
5, 6, and 7.
in which book?
Matthew.
Come and see the church.
Yes. Station 1. Station 2. Station 3. Station 4. Station 6. Station 7. Station 8. Station 9. Station 10. Station 14.
Look up in the
Good
mountains.
idea, Jay.
The light up there.
Get the grief and you get the credit. Good idea, Dave. That's so miles left. Coming on the road. Oh!
No.
I thought it was his idea to go.
But you know, if you're at Lake Chautauqua, this is nothing compared to Lake Chautauqua. It's pretty. You know, there's no white caps. Nice and smooth.
But you know, there were white caps on here.
No, he probably knows it's a gimmick they do.